key, it said birds and the doors. So either I have gotten caught in a space-time continuum and been transported back to the 1960s, or there is a period film shoot going on the Sunset Strip. And I am going to take you there with me. I parked about 2 blocks away. You can probably see what's going on. The marquee for the Whiskey A Go-Go is over on that corner ahead of us and on the right underneath that billboard over there. I'm not sure how clear it is, but about to cross. All of this, if you're an Angelino or you're kind of know your Hollywood history, is all really cool stuff. They're obviously directing traffic around here, but I'm about to walk past the spot where oh my goodness, they have, this is all period, you guys. That's Filthy McNasty's. In more recent times, that was the Viper Room, but they have now restored the marquee to something that was authentic to that period, the mid-1960s. So this is really amazing, and you can see some of the cars that are here as well. That's a period car. All of these, every single one of these are period cars that have been rented for these scenes. Look at this. This is a car collector's dream here. Oh my gosh, look at this Dodge Dart. That's a convertible coupe. Look at that. That is amazing. And right up here, you can see the shoot. They probably won't let me go very much farther here. I know my own app well enough. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to zoom in for you so you can see the marquee there. Birds and the doors. The funny thing about these period cars is that you can actually smell the period on them because they have those old-fashioned emission standards, and basically it smells like gasoline fumes throughout this whole spot here. Here's a camera. That's some vintage Mopar, I think, right there. And I wonder if I'd be able to cross the street and get nearer to the shooting. But this is quite amazing. This is where the magic happens. And I'm so impressed with all the cars they got, because I'm a car guy. So this is really fun. I don't stream very often on location. I'll sometimes stream interviews at home on my computer. There we go. Whiskey A Go-Go. And they've got people in period costume. Look at that wonderful. It's a 65 Mustang that just went by. I'm a car nerd, I admit it. And it looks like they've got people in, presumably in period costume, waiting to see the birds and the doors. You know, if I were to make a list of my favorite places in LA, the Sunset Strip is definitely one of them. I just love it. Normally, to see it all doctored up here to period is a special treat. Gives you just a sense of the scene. This is where they've concentrated it. It's right here at the corner of San Vicente and Sunset Boulevard. We're on the Sunset Strip in Los Angeles, California. history here is unbelievable. I'm probably standing right where, sorry, I'm standing right in front of, where are we here? From the sushi place right here. If anyone has any questions for me, you can put something into chat. Once upon a time, this is the Sunset Strip. At the time that they're depicting here, the Marlboro Man would have had the biggest billboard on the Sunset Strip. Again, like, look at that Chevy truck from the period. This wonderful, but they've even got the period license plate down there. And we're actually able to get really close up into it. That's nice.
Yeah, you can't go.
I can't go past here? Okay. I've been politely told I can't get any closer, so this is where we'll stay. Can you say what they're shooting? Okay. So much secrecy. Probably somebody doing a little bit of research. All these permits are public, so you'll be able to see what film. If you just look it up, public sources, you can see who got the permit. Hey Anthony, are you going over there? David, don't read comments. Oh, live. Somebody being mean. You going up to the other side? I'm a big boy. There's not a lot that could be said to me that would really upset me. Plus, I have an in at Haps, I have to admit. I'll happily bounce your ass. Haha. Oh, I love the sound of muscle cars from the 1960s. That to me is music to my ears.
Let's see what we got. You want to start up on the hill? Us three will go up on the hill.
Let me take a moment just to admire. Look at this. This is a Dodge Dart, a ragtop coupe. Looks like it's about a 19, I'd say about a 63. Comments aren't really showing up, but there's not that many people watching. I just decided to stream on the spur of the moment. You can ask me a question if you want. More than happy to answer. Looks great on my phone. Does it look good out there to you guys? I do a little close up here. There we go. I got an award. Thank you. Whoever just gave me that award. Any awards I get, I'm just going to rechannel into other apps, live streamers. Hello, Sweet Pea. Greetings from the Sunset Strip in glamorous Hollywood, California. I wonder if anybody's watching from overseas. Have you guys been here before? Hi, Leslie. Hi, Lenny. Yeah. Now, what's interesting is they're still letting traffic come through here. I'm guessing that at some point they'll be shutting off traffic just to do a little shooting specifically But if you notice, every single, I'm going to show you, I'm going to kind of zoom in here on what they've done. You want to talk about set decoration? Like they found all of these vintage cars, all to period, everywhere that's near the Whiskey A Go Go. And of course, the whiskey looks exactly like it did at that time. It hasn't changed. That's the same marquee, those same cheesy letters that they changed for the bands. And they've just done this meticulous job of putting vintage cars in front of the whole scene. I have no idea what film it is they're shooting. I'm sure if somebody wants to do some research for me while they're online, just look for 1960s movie filming Sunset Strip. I think somewhere the LA Film Commission has like a public website. You can sort of see who's got permits to shoot where. Nice, they have all the vintage cars. Yep, indeed. Bernie, hi. Bye, I guess. Pizza Pop Tarts, Pot Nick. I don't think it would be the 70s because that's the Birds and the Doors. So I think that would be, if it's the Birds, remember there weren't any Birds in the 70s. They were already broken up in other groups. Crosby was already in Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I remember my film history. I love the close-up feature on halves. Of course, I'm a little biased when it comes to halves. You know, I'm not streaming on Facebook. I might end up, I wish I could add Facebook on the fly, but it's requiring me to get all my passwords out and all that crap, and I just didn't happen to have it all handy. I wish that was more automated. Who else is watching? I see 48 people out there, so I'm kind of wondering. Your son's best friend is Roger McGinn's grandkid. Wow. Falling down drunk on the sidewalks back in the day. Bo Adams. That's well stated, my friend. You have indeed. I'm just wondering, like, just the process of getting all these cars. I would have stopped. Forget the movie. I would have stopped just to look at the cars. It's just amazing. One of the crew people just said, I think we're having a little powwow. If they have any guns on set, I just hope they're all being very safe about how they use them. Once again, if you're just joining, I'm out on the Sunset Strip. I'm a local. I live just blocks from here. And I stopped because I saw that the Whiskey A Go Go, I always check who's on the marquee. And today it said the Birds and the Doors. So, of course, I'm like, Birds and the Doors haven't played at the Whiskey A Go Go since 1965. So this has got to be a film set today. And sure enough, it is. It's a large film set. This is a serious budget. Like, I'm sure it's hundreds of thousands of dollars to put together the scene that you're thinking of. Just the cops and the rental of all those cars, the very large crew here, security everywhere. Where in the world are people watching from? Tell me where you're watching from, by the way. Or you're in a time machine. Wouldn't that be cool? Of all the fantasies that I have, by the way, gives you an insight of who I am. The fantasy, if I got wishes granted, time travel would be one of my biggest wishes. I would love to go back in time and see some amazing things. And you know what? The 1960s on the Sunset Strip would be absolutely amazing. What's really fun about these cars is this is an AMC Hornet. I mean, what an obscure car. You know, it's like someone kept a 1967 Hornet you know, in a garage somewhere, just so that that nondescript, sort of weird-looking car could be used in a movie like this. Hollywood is quite magical. Now we're getting to see some of these cars actually. You know, the Troubadour was my favorite venue. The crew guy won't tell me what movie, Lenny. Isn't that a bummer? But I didn't really harass him at all because, you know, I'm sure he's under strict instructions and I'm sure he'd get in trouble. And after all, I am streaming. So, you know, maybe if I wasn't streaming, he might whisper something in my ear, but he ain't talking to me while I'm obviously documenting. I don't blame him. Just a kid making a living. Scroll up, you found something on Google. I actually, it's all I can do to actually just figure out how to keep live streaming on my own app. So I'll rely on you guys to share that information. If you share it in the chat, that would be great. Now, here's a car I would like for myself today. Like, wouldn't you love to drive that car today? Here's something interesting. Here's one of Nerd I Am. See that license plate? That's not an authentic license plate from the period. The spacing isn't right. That is something that a clever set decorator has done. Now, that's either a period homeless person or somebody who is a homeless person now. I can't even tell. Here you can see that the cops have started to, you know, kind of control access to this area. And here they are. Wow, look at these. All right. We're getting like a little, some of the period cars zooming around. Now, what's clever, they haven't just done cars from that year. They've done cars that you'd see on the street in that year. So they're going back about, looked like about 15 or 20 years, which have been right about the kind of mix of cars that you would have seen at that time. Lenny, you just posted something. From radio to radio, they tell them where to go. Yep, that's exactly right. Still have my 78, but they wouldn't want mine on TV. It's more of a radio car. I feel you, brother. I feel you. Nazim Beltran, so the CGI, the rest into the scene. I don't think they're doing a lot of CGI here. Look, they don't need to. They've got real cars. They're doing a great job. I think what they would CGI would be maybe some of the billboards. Like, see the billboard up here? You know, obviously that's a contemporary billboard. So, but really, if they shoot it with the correct cropping, I think they've done an amazing job. What you're seeing here is they don't need to CGI much because they've taken the trouble to get all of these period cars into the shots. Yes. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Like, for instance, these are all contemporary, but see, they put Filthy McNasty's up there. I'll go back over and show you what they did here with Filthy McNasty's. This is a storied nightclub to period. It was once, well, more recently, it was the Viper Room. I think it was, I can't remember what it was called. When I first moved to LA as a kid, Filthy McNasty's was sort of on its last legs. And that was in like the late 70s, I think. And this is, oh, suddenly this went to, I don't know why. I don't know why it went to, changed my aspect ratio. But there you go. So that's they restored the old marquee November 18th and November 20th. So I'm guessing that would have been probably November 18th or 20th, probably 1967, I'm guessing. All right, so how did my aspect ratio just change? Why would that have? Does anybody know? Are any of my Haps peeps on? Let me see. I don't know why it, yeah, I gotta ask Pablo is exactly it. I don't know why it suddenly started going to, if one of my Haps peeps is on here, maybe it just automatically, I don't know why it changed. I love that I'm building audience here. This is fantastic. Oh my gosh, that's an old, like, Valiant, something like that. Let me try to show you there. That's like looks like about a 67, 68 Valiant. Or Dodge, I don't know what. It might be a later period Dart. Guys, my aspect ratio just changed, and I didn't intentionally change it. I wonder if I hit a button by accident or something. One of my expert live streamers know what I did. There you go. Yes, we are in a time machine, ladies and gentlemen. The birds and the doors.
Here we go.
Train delays to work this morning. Where were you? You guys must be in Europe, maybe? Any famous actors? I don't see any. That's probably one of the things I'm sure they wouldn't tell me. But if somebody looks it up, and look, those are all period cars lined up here. I'm going to try to see if I can zoom in for you. Like these, see these cars? Every single one is a period car, so they must be filming a scene with the cars driving by. This is where you'd really like to be in the horizontal aspect ratio. So I don't know what's going on. Posted in the chat a few times. You must have missed it. Can you type again, Sweet Pea, so I can? All right, I don't know what I just did there.
Rolling.
Okay, they're rolling. All right, they're about to do a shot here, so let's see whether I'll get out wide. See whether I can show you what's happening. It could be a remake of the movie Sunset Strip by Glenn Close. Okay, that's interesting. All right, there's a scene happening. All right, we have action. I'm going to stay quiet here so you guys can see what's going on. Look, all the background, all those people walking back and forth. These people here. Yeah, okay, so there you go. So that's a live shoot happening right there. Broadcast of the week. I don't think I should get broadcast of the week, even if I merited it, which I certainly do not. That is not for a HAPS co-founder. Wouldn't be right. It's for you guys, not for us. I'm the lousiest live streamer on our platform. But it is fun to live stream, I have to say. It's just fantastic. So I think they've done their thing about that scene. Let's see.
Here we go. We're going again.
Okay. You can hear they're saying they're going again. And they're about to say
Rolling, rolling.
rolling. There you go. That's awesome. I'm with you, Michael. Honestly, like it's so fun to be here and watch this. And I'm in the industry and I'm like a kid. So much fun. This is why so many of us came here to this town. I'm gonna give you a little I'm gonna kind of zoom in here. There's background all creating the vibe of 1967 on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood, California. Let's see if you can see that. There's that marquee for you. Okay. And cut. Okay. I'd be interested to know, while they're not rolling, where people are watching from. Can you tell me in the comments where people are watching from? Are you happy with your company, future plans and direction? It's going really well. We're going to have some, if you're on our mailing list, you already know there's going to be some exciting things happening. We've got some developments happening on the app. There's an amazing technical team behind our platform that are just making improvements by leaps and bounds to make the app stronger, more reliable, really ready for the next wave of growth and for the demands and interests of this new generation of live streamers.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Roll.
Toronto, Canada, Ireland. Awesome. Love Ireland. One place I've not been, really want to go. Every time I meet someone from Ireland, they're just awesome people. Walt Hollick, I know that we have interacted on the platform before. Okay, I'm guessing. Yeah. Background action. There you go. Those are the background people. Must be fun. I'm sure they're all in period costume. What a great period to be in costume. Hello, everybody. If you're just joining, my name's David. I'm doing a little live streaming on Haps. I happen to be coming back from a UCLA basketball game, and the Sunset Strip is how I get home because I live just below it in Hollywood. And I saw the birds and the doors on the marquee, and I said to myself, ooh, somebody must be doing a period film, and I got to stop because I started to see all sorts of interesting things, these amazing cars, period cars, and not just cliche period cars. I mean, there was an AMC Hornet, a Dodge Dart Coupe from like 1963. There's kind of a muscle car. It's some sort of a General Motors product there.
Please hold. We're shooting right now.
They just told somebody to please hold. There's some shooting going on. Let's see what that is all about. Any other lurkers out there that want to tell me where they're from? Don't be shy. Don't bite. I'm nice to all my audience members. It's kind of fun figuring out what's going on here.
Yeah, but hang on.
Look at that. Another obscure car from this period. Look at that. I mean, what the heck is that? I don't know. Could anybody recognize that car? I can't get close to it because it's kind of beyond the security perimeter here for this shoot. Did I get tickets for the Doors? I wish. I would love to go see the Doors. I've seen the Doors play without Jim Morrison, like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, something like that. That's a Falcon. Yes, exactly. That's what it was. That over there is what you were referring to. That's a Falcon, right? Yep, Ford Falcon. That's exactly what it is. I wish, Walt, that I could get tickets to the Birds and the Doors. As I said earlier, if I could go back in time, this is definitely one of the time periods I would travel to just experience the Sunset Strip at that time. Just give you a sense of there's not a lot of traffic on the Sunset Strip at this hour.
Please hold here.
I'll hold. I have a question. So,
Oh, thank you, Walt. It's very gracious of you.
Rock and Riley's is open, I think. The one right next to the whiskey.
What?
Rock and Riley's. So, the whiskey.
So yeah, they're with us. So yeah, we're like,
These folks want to go have
It's 2
a
doors
drink
down.
here.
yeah.
Thank you guys.
Okay, cool.
Here we go.
Okay, they're doing another shoot. Here we go. Here we go, you guys. We're about to go shoot again. Pablo. Hey, brother. Suddenly this went from landscape to portrait on me, Pablo. How did that happen? And I can't figure out how to get back without stopping the shoot. So that's something I don't want to do. But Pablo knows 20 times what I know technically about the app, so maybe he'll have some advice for me. Still landscape for the viewing side. That's interesting. Okay, awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. For some reason, on my side, it just suddenly went to portrait. I'm really thrilled to hear this, Pablo. Okay, we got action. We're crossing the street. I'm gonna zoom in on the people crossing the street. See that? There you go. That's Hollywood magic, ladies and gentlemen. So that looks like perhaps our leading lady on her way in to go see a show. What a fantastic costume. That is period female fashion at its best. And look at the muscle car to go with it. It's perfect. So Pablo, you're telling me that I'm streaming in landscape even though it's only in portrait. You know what? It probably is my phone that did that. Is that Jennifer Garner? Maybe it was. What did it say on the on what you looked up? Pablo, I forgot how much fun it is to live stream on our app. It is so much fun. I love it. Okay, here we go. There we go. The Buick Skylark, by the way. My friend Paul Ogden had, I think honestly, this very car in high school. He had a ragtop version of that Buick Skylark. If you happen to be watching my live stream, Paul Ogden, or any of my homies from Champaign watching, I can't imagine. It'd be like a 0% chance. But if you are, Paul Ogden had a vintage car in high school, and it's the same car, right over here. Buick Skylark. He had a ragtop, which is a nicer version of it. See how they're redirecting traffic? The cops have blocked off Sunset, so now we are really in the. Oh wow! Here we go. Here we go. We are. Okay, we are full on. See, now they're doing a real serious shooting because they've blocked off the whole street. So they probably can't do this for hours and hours. So these are all the serious shots getting done. Yeah. Of course, they got all their cars in the shot. You know, I've never committed any felony, but I've never committed a felony, but I might be tempted to commit grand theft auto just because these are the coolest cars. I love this. Is that I don't think that's a ragtop. That is what is that? What kind of car is that? Any of my car people, you're a car guy, aren't you, Pablo? What is that? Now it's blocked. But this truck I would take. Amazing.
I don't know why I love that smell.
Can I walk? Can I walk through now?
Yeah, you can walk
Thank
through.
you. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys.
Be hanging out like at the crib.
Yeah, I'll go. No problem. All right, so I'm gonna go right through here. I'm gonna take you right into the experience. Say hi, my peeps. Who's watching? Don't keep me hanging. Let me know what's happening right here. All right. Oh, these are period. These are the period people. These are the period people. They're allowing us to get closer here, which is awesome. My peeps all still with me? Pablo, you still watching? Put something in the chat if you are. Oh my gosh. The smell of gasoline from these vintage cars is awesome. Yep, it is an open set now. I think they're just about done, it seems like. Jeremy Stoltz. Hi, David. Awesome. Here, I'm going to cross the street, show you guys a little closer what's happening. Pablo, I was saying I forgot how much fun it is to stream on our app. It is a blast. Ooh, look at those cars. Come on. It just doesn't get better than that if you're a car person. No longer a hot set. James Garland, yep. I bet you're right. Yep. Got their thing. They're doing their thing. I'm going to go right up to it because it's going to be fun to just see. All right, here we go. Little experiential HAPS live casting. This is just the coolest here. Look at what we got. A little vintage Mopar. This looks like it's a Plymouth. That's a 65 Mustang right there. That is a vintage Corvette. Oh, they didn't do a good job with authentic license plates, by the way. We got a lot of stuff going on. Oh, look at this. This is awesome. A vintage taxi. Now, if you know California license plates, you know that looks fake. It's black and yellow. It's to period, but they're not spaced like the real thing, and it's probably because they're not allowed to make authentic, totally authentic license plates, is my guess. Wow. Remember when phone numbers had letters in front of them? Only the oldest people that are watching this would have any idea. Well, look, we got some more cool vintage cars up here. I'm just going to take us on a little tour of the vintage cars. It's another Rambler. Look at that. That's beautiful. Yes, there was a real black and yellow we used in '63. You know, but see, they're not spaced right. If you go online and you look at them, Lenny, you'll see that they didn't space them. The kerning of the letters, if you will, is not authentic and accurate. And here we go. We've got a Buick. This is probably what do we call that? Skylark? Yeah, it's a Skylark. Buick Skylark. Looks like about 67, 68. Can you imagine what they probably spent on this thing? Okay, and their cops are repoing themselves. I don't think they're done because everybody here is still on duty. Ooh, I hear something that's going on. It's been going on for hours, take after take. Yes, Lenny, I suspect you are correct. Although the cop has sort of spun around and repositioned himself. So maybe they're going to some different angles. Oops. A letter just. Oops. Oh, they're moving the letters off the marquee.
Absolutely. I mean, as long as we have a frame line for the Hey, DC, were the things that were covering the signs of yours? The black pieces that were covering those? Yeah, they did.
So now we're seeing it all from the other side of the street. This must be a pivotal truck in the scene here. Yeah. That's a Pennsylvania plated truck. And my guess is that is a key vehicle in the telling of the story. So, folks, that has been a tour through the Sunset Strip turned into a movie set. Look at those cars. I'm just going to give you a little close-up view of all of those wonderful cars. I'm almost tempted to go back and see what the heck car that is. You can see the lineup. They spare no expense on great Hollywood movies, recreating period environment. And it is a lot of fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. A little experiential journalism, sort of. Light, journalism light. Giving you a little experience documenting a live set on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood, California. This is an area that's famous around the world. I have to tell you, it is really fun to live in this area. That is what they have recreated, the old Viper Room. They've recreated what it originally was, which is Filthy McNasty's. It's not lit up because they're obviously not shooting this in this particular scene, but what an amazing job they did recreating that exterior of the other famous nightclub right down by this part of town. So let's see. Maybe I'll take one last look at that car. Do I have any new viewers? If so, you can announce yourselves and tell me where you're watching from. I will happily acknowledge you. I'm reminded of our live streamer from Paris, who's always doing the most amazing live streams from there. Let's see what we got here. What is this? Let's see what this is. This is a Ford. It's a Ford. There's overdrive in the back.
Is it okay if they use your Why would you? What the fuck are you thinking? These are my. I'm the fucking guy. What the fuck?
So I hope you've enjoyed this little tour right in the middle of the movie business, doing a fun period picture out on the Sunset Strip. I'm going to sign off. I'd like to say goodbye and thanks for watching. It's been a lot of fun live streaming with you on my favorite apps. I'm biased. I love the people that I work with. They're wonderful. Peter, Pablo, Mark, Drew, Pete, Adam, Bartek. There's so many cool people. Mikey that work at Haps, and I'm proud to be their teammate and proud to be a co-founder of this venture. And we have some exciting things coming down the pike for all of you. Thank you, Walt, for watching. Appreciate it. Ooh. There we go. We're blocking off the street again. There's some more action there. I have to go home because I have a work day tomorrow, like so many of you. And I've got to go get some sleep. Lenny, thank you very much. You're very kind. Super, super kind. One of many very cool community members here. This is that's a great hookah. Walking by a hookah place on Sunset. This is Book Soup, my personal favorite bookstore. As they say, bookseller to the famous and the infamous. And signing off. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. And we'll see you soon.